Few countries in the world are both the birthplace and the guardian of as many religions and spiritual traditions as India. India is home to sacred temples that open their doors to all visitors and devotees, regardless of their faith. Along the banks of the Ganges River are the stone steps known as ghats, leading down to the holy waters. These steps also host the Ganga Aarti ritual every evening. Elsewhere, beneath the shade of the ancient Bodhi tree at a Buddhist sanctuary, one can still sense the sacred moment of the Buddha's enlightenment. Amid such seemingly contrasting diversity, people find a shared connection through the sacred flow of spiritual belief. Gurudwara Bangla Sahib, Delhi. Leaving the center of Delhi, after just a few minutes on the road, the golden dome of Gurudwara Bangla Sahib appears in the distance, gleaming under the sunlight. Located on Ashoka Road in central New Delhi, Gurudwara Bangla Sahib is one of the largest and most revered Sikh temples in the capital. Its onion-shaped golden dome, nearly 30 meters high, reflects beautifully over the Sarovar Lake. Inside the main hall, the lights shimmer against the high dome, illuminating the platform where the Holy Scripture, Guru Granth Sahib, rests under a golden embroidered cloth. In the tranquil space, the sound of the harmonium and dholak drums blend with devotional singing, echoing throughout the hall. Gurudwara Bangla Sahib is closely linked to the brief yet sacred life of Guru Har Krishan, 1656 to 1664, the 8th Sikh Guru. At just 8 years old, he devoted himself to caring for those suffering from a deadly cholera and smallpox outbreak in Delhi. But during his service, he contracted the illness himself and passed away in 1664. His house was later converted into Gurudwara Bangla Sahib. Today, it stands not only as a revered pilgrimage site, but also as a symbol of equality and compassion. In the community dining hall known as Langar, kings and peasants sit side by side, sharing the same meal. No class or social distinctions exist here. Amid the hustle and bustle of Delhi, this temple continues to preserve the message of kindness and service left behind by Guru Har Krishan, guiding the faith of millions of devotees and visitors. When visiting Gurudwara Bangla Sahib, you will be immersed in a serene and sacred atmosphere. Step into the main hall beneath the golden dome and listen to the sacred hymns intertwined with the gentle harmonium melodies. Afterward, visit the langar, the temple's vast community kitchen, and enjoy a free meal of chapati, rice and lentils, among hundreds of others. The best times to visit are early in the morning, when peace still lingers, or at sunset, when the last rays of light turn the temple and Sarovar Lake into a golden, spiritual scene. Lotus Temple, Delhi. Leaving Gurudwara Bangla Sahib, your car passes tree-lined streets. When the enormous white marble petals come into view, you've arrived at the Lotus Temple, one of Delhi's most striking architectural landmarks. Located in Bahapur, South Delhi, the Lotus Temple was inaugurated in 1986. The 34-meter-tall structure can accommodate about 2,500 people. It is the largest Baha'i house of worship in Asia. The Baha'i faith, founded in Persia in the 19th century, teaches the unity of humankind and recognizes the value of all religions in guiding humanity toward goodness. The Lotus Temple is designed in the shape of a lotus flower with 27 petals, made of reinforced concrete clad in Greek white marble, arranged in 9 symmetrical sides. From the outside, it exudes grace and majesty, rising from the earth like a giant lotus in bloom. Inside, the vast hall opens up beneath a soaring dome. Sunlight filters through the gaps between the stone petals, casting beams of light onto the pristine white floor. Curved wooden benches are neatly arranged in concentric rows. There are no altars, statues, or symbols of any specific religion. That's because the Lotus Temple welcomes everyone, believers of all faiths, and even those without one. Some sit cross-legged, eyes closed, breathing deeply. Others sit upright, hands resting on their laps, gazing at the high dome. At times, chants or hymns echo softly, filling the air with a sense of peace. For more than 3 decades, the Lotus Temple has been among the most visited sites in the world, attracting over 10 million visitors annually. When you meditate in the temple's absolute silence, your soul feels cleansed of all worldly noise and chaos. Stepping outside, you can stroll through lush gardens and calm, reflecting pools. You might also attend a Baha'i prayer session, where sacred verses are read in many languages, a beautiful harmony that transcends borders and beliefs. The most enchanting moment is at sunset, when the golden red light bathes the white petals and shimmers upon the still waters below. To make the most of your visit, dress modestly, maintain complete silence, and refrain from taking photos or videos inside the main hall. Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah, Delhi. Leaving behind the serenity of the Lotus Temple, you get into the car and continue your journey to the next destination, the Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah. The car takes you through crowded residential areas. Along the narrow streets, rows of small shops sell incense, candles, and spices. The sharp scent of burning incense mingles with the aroma of cinnamon, star anise, and dried chili. Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah lies in the Nizamuddin West area, built around the tomb of the Sufi Saint Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya, 1238 to 1325. Inside, the space opens up with a white dome, warm yellow lights, and cool marble floors. In the courtyard, the tomb of the Sufi Saint Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya is covered with a silver-embroidered cloth, surrounded by engraved stone tablets. Streams of pilgrims continuously enter the shrine. Indian women with their heads covered, Indian men with beards, and even Western travelers. Then the qawwali music begins, each note rising as if torn from the soul. Some people shed tears, others lift their faces toward the sky. all are united in a sacred rhythm of prayer. Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya is revered as one of the greatest Sufi saints of the Indian subcontinent. When he came to Delhi, he chose a humble life, shunning luxury and keeping his doors open to the poor and the suffering. When Nizamuddin passed away, tens of thousands came to bid him farewell, giving rise to a pilgrimage tradition to Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah that has lasted for nearly 7 centuries. When you visit the shrine, first step into the marble courtyard and pay your respects at the tomb of Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya. In the stillness of the shrine, you may scatter fresh rose petals over the tomb, gently place your hand on the embroidered cloth, and pray in deep reverence. If you come on a Thursday evening, you'll have the chance to attend a soulful qawwali performance. Since the courtyard is often crowded, it's best to arrive early to find a seat. Don't forget to bring a small bottle of water. Qutub Minar, Delhi. Leaving Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah, you travel about 8 to 10 kilometers south to reach Qutub Minar, an ancient and peaceful historical complex. Located in Mehrauli, South Delhi, Qutub Minar is seen as a symbol of Islamic victory over Hinduism and stands among the greatest monuments of medieval Delhi. The 73-meter-tall tower was first built in the late 12th century under Qutb al-Din Aibak, to mark the founding of the Delhi Sultanate. It was later expanded and completed by successive rulers like Iltutmish and Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Each tier of the tower carries its own distinct architectural and artistic mark. The lower level is built of red sandstone adorned with Arabic geometric patterns. Higher up, the red sandstone gradually transitions to white marble. Up close, you can clearly see the fine carvings, verses from the Quran meticulously inscribed on the tower's surface. Scattered across the Qutub Minar complex are Islamic tombs. The stone arches and corridors vividly depict the fusion of Hindu and Islamic art. Qutub Minar is also home to the Quwwat-ul-Islam Mosque, the oldest mosque in Delhi, and a mysterious iron pillar over 1,500 years old that has never rusted. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, Qutub Minar is one of Delhi's must-visit landmarks. Your first experience here should be standing at the base of the tower to admire its grandeur, with layers of red sandstone alternating with white marble. The finely carved Quranic verses will leave you with a lasting impression of the architectural brilliance and faith of the medieval era. Next, explore the ruins of the Quwwat-ul-Islam Mosque, considered one of the oldest mosques in India. As you walk through rows of intricately carved stone pillars, you'll feel the artistic blending of Hindu and Islamic styles during a time of historical transition. Amid the ruins lie wide stretches of green lawns, creating a peaceful space for reflection, contemplation, and a quiet walk through the echoes of the past. Jama Masjid, Delhi. Leaving Qutub Minar, you head from South Delhi back to the old city center to reach Jama Masjid, the spiritual heart of Islam in the capital. Perched on a raised hill, the grand structure of Jama Masjid rises majestically above the bustling streets of Old Delhi. Facing the Red Fort, Jama Masjid is one of the largest and most famous mosques in India. Commissioned by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in 1644 and completed in 1656. The complex features 3 grand gates, 4 smaller towers, and 2 soaring minarets. Its vast courtyard, paved with red sandstone, can accommodate up to 25,000 worshippers at once. The twin minarets stretch high into the sky, while 3 graceful domes curve elegantly, creating a harmonious and balanced design. Inside, silence prevails. The walls and pillars are intricately carved with exquisite motifs. On the ceilings, verses from the Quran written in Arabic calligraphy remain vivid even after centuries. At prayer time, thousands of worshippers kneel in straight rows, bowing and rising in perfect unison. The fluttering wings of pigeons blend with the chanting of prayers, creating the sacred soundscape unique to Jama Masjid. Around the mosque, religious life and daily living intertwine seamlessly. Outside the gates, lively markets selling food and spices bring a sense of simplicity and everyday charm to the area. When visiting Jama Masjid, take time to admire the majestic Mughal architecture built from red sandstone and white marble. For a more unique experience, climb the southern minaret. From there, you can enjoy a panoramic view of Old Delhi, a maze of narrow streets and crowded lives, standing in stark contrast to the mosque's solemn tranquility. Afterward, step into the courtyard to quietly observe the faithful at prayer. The sight of worshippers kneeling, the echo of Quranic recitations filling the air, all will help you feel the profound power of faith. Akshardham Temple, Delhi. Leaving behind the bustle and noise of Old Delhi, you cross the bridge over the Yamuna River to reach Akshardham Temple, a magnificent and modern masterpiece of religious architecture. Located on the eastern edge of New Delhi, Akshardham is considered one of the largest and most complete Hindu temples in the world. The temple was built to honor Swaminarayan, a Hindu saint who lived in the 18th century. Over 5 years, from 2001 to 2005, more than 7,000 artisans and tens of thousands of volunteers worked together to create this new spiritual wonder, covering an area of 40 hectares in the heart of Delhi. The entire structure is made of pink sandstone and white marble. Each stone is intricately carved with deities, lotus flowers, birds, and epic tales, as if declaring that beauty itself is a path to the divine. Inside, the main hall opens up spaciously beneath a high, graceful dome. The cool marble floor makes visitors feel as though they are walking on a pure and sacred white carpet. Golden statues of the presiding deity, Swaminarayan, and his 6 chief disciples shimmer under the lights, radiating both grandeur and sanctity. The Akshardham complex not only features the grand temple itself, but also includes museums, exhibition halls, and an art theater. Everything is meticulously planned like a miniature Hindu city. Another highlight is the Yajnapurush Kund, the largest step well in India, shaped like an 8-petaled lotus flower. At night, the area glows with spectacular water and light shows, vividly bringing to life the moral stories from Hindu epics. Akshardham Temple offers visitors a unique experience, blending classical art with modern technology. First, take some time to walk around the main temple. The pink sandstone and white marble walls, along with thousands of statues, patterns, and divine figures, are all hand-carved. The harmony between art and spirituality is expressed in every intricate detail, leaving a lasting impression of reverence and timeless beauty. In the evening, head to Yajnapurush Kund to enjoy the Sahajanand water show. This performance tells the story of Swaminarayan's life through a stunning mix of light, sound, fire, and water projections. Don't forget to visit the 3 main exhibitions, Sahajanand Darshan, Neelkanth Darshan, and Sanskruti Darshan, to better understand Swaminarayan's influence on modern Indian society. Dashashwamedh Ghat, Varanasi. From Delhi, take a domestic flight to Varanasi, the city by the sacred Ganges River. From the city center, narrow lanes lead you to Dashashwamedh Ghat, one of the most famous ghats in Varanasi. The humid air mingles with the scent of incense drifting from the riverbank. In Hindu tradition, the word ghat refers to the series of steps leading down to a river. Varanasi has as many as 87 such ghats. Most serve for daily bathing, while others are used for rituals. Dashashwamedh Ghat consists of dozens of broad stone steps descending gently to the Ganges. Stretching hundreds of meters, they provide space for thousands of people to gather. The Ghat is especially famous for the Ganga Aarti, a fire offering ceremony held every evening. The Ganga Aarti expresses the Indian people's deep reverence and gratitude to the sacred Ganges River. As dusk falls, hundreds of wooden boats anchor closely together on the water. On shore, street vendors swiftly fold floating lamps made of banana leaves. When the ceremony begins, the priests, dressed in red and gold robes, step forward holding bright brass lamps, moving them rhythmically to the beat of drums. The bells ring continuously. Incense smoke fills the air, and the crowd of pilgrims joins their hands in prayer before setting their flower lamps afloat on the Ganges. The glow of the candles casts a mystical and sacred light over the entire scene. The name Dashashwamedh means 10-horse sacrifices. In the Vedic era, horse sacrifice was the highest royal ritual, symbolizing absolute power. Thus, Dashashwamedh Ghat became a sacred place where power and faith converge. During the British colonial period, the Ghat was also a site of protest against heavy taxation and the colonial administration. Here, you'll experience both the spiritual and cultural heartbeat of Varanasi. The most unforgettable moment is witnessing the Ganga Aarti, a sacred ritual performed as a magnificent visual and musical performance. You can also wander through the narrow alleys surrounding Dashashwamedh Ghat. Small shops selling idols, paintings, and Varanasi's signature spices offer a closer glimpse into local life. Assi Ghat, Varanasi. After the vibrant experiences at Dashashwamedh Ghat, the next morning, you continue by boat along the sacred Ganges to your next destination, Assi Ghat. Amidst the long stretch of ghats, Assi Ghat appears as a serene and tranquil haven. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. You'll feel the peaceful rhythm of the Ganges itself. Assi Ghat lies in the southern part of Varanasi, where the small Assi River meets the Ganges, about 4 to 5 kilometers from Dashashwamedh. In the early morning mist, Assi Ghat is wrapped in a soft, ethereal haze. On the stone steps, groups of people spread mats to practice yoga, their bodies moving in rhythm with their breath. Not far away, a few monks in saffron robes sit in meditation, chanting steadily. The sound of temple bells and wooden gongs mixes with the chirping of sparrows on the rooftops, forming a gentle symphony of the morning. According to ancient scriptures, known as the Puranas, Assi Ghat is one of the sacred riverbanks. Hindus believe that bathing in its waters can cleanse one's sins and karma. Since the 16th century, Assi Ghat has been renowned thanks to the poet saint Tulsidas, who wrote the epic Ramcharitmanas in Hindi, a version of the Ramayana that brought the legend closer to the people. Because of this, Assi Ghat is often called the riverbank of literature. In the 20th century, it became a gathering place for intellectuals and artists, hosting poetry readings, music sessions, and small cultural gatherings. At Assi Ghat, you'll discover experiences that blend spirituality with local culture. At dawn, the Subah-e-Banaras ritual takes place here. Amid the morning mist, you'll join locals by the riverbank to chant prayers and practice yoga to the sounds of classical Indian music. After your yoga session, stop by the small riverside tea stalls for a hot cup of chai. Indian milk tea, rich, sweet, and spicy. Assi Ghat is also a meeting place for artists. Students, musicians, and poets often gather here to chat, play instruments, and sing by the river, turning the spot into a unique cultural and artistic community space. Manikarnika Ghat, Varanasi. After moments of peaceful meditation at Assi Ghat, you can follow the flow of the Ganges River to reach a completely different place, Manikarnika Ghat. Manikarnika Ghat is one of the most sacred cremation sites along the Ganges River. On the riverbank, the eternal flame of Manikarnika burns day and night. Locals believe that it was Lord Shiva who gifted this flame to humankind. It has been kept alive for thousands of years, passed from one guardian to another. The narrow, winding alleys leading to Manikarnika Ghat are filled with the scent of incense smoke and sandalwood ash. Silent processions move through them, carrying bamboo stretchers covered with white cloth and adorned with marigolds and jasmine flowers. Eventually, they stop by the river where the eternal flame has never gone out. A few monks sit quietly on the stone steps, fingers moving through prayer beads, their lips chanting mantras to guide the departed souls toward liberation. Men silently stack wood, sprinkle sandalwood powder, and bow their heads in prayer. When the fire rises, they take a few steps back, allowing the soul of the deceased to gently enter the eternal realm. In the night, the flickering flames from dozens of funeral pyres dance and reflect upon the water. For Hindus, Manikarnika Ghat is the most sacred place to be cremated. They believe that when ashes merge with the Ganges, the soul is freed from the cycle of rebirth and attains moksha, ultimate liberation. Manikarnika Ghat offers a profoundly spiritual experience unlike any other. You can stand on the higher steps and witness the cremation rituals, where sons dressed in white light the sacred torch and bow their heads in prayer for their loved one's peaceful release. The scene invites deep reflection on the impermanence of human life and the eternity of the soul's journey. You can also talk with the priests who oversee the cremations and hear their stories about the eternal flame that has been safeguarded since ancient times, never allowed to fade. Kashi Vishwanath Temple, Varanasi. To reach Kashi Vishwanath Temple, you must weave through the narrow alleys of Varanasi's old town, where people, vehicles, and market stalls crowd together. From afar, the sound of temple bells signals that you have arrived at the city's most sacred site. Located at the very heart of Varanasi, about 250 meters from the Ganges River, the temple is directly connected to the river through the Kashi Vishwanath Dham corridor. With this location, the temple is considered the spiritual heart of the city. Every year, millions of devotees come to Kashi Vishwanath to offer prayers and seek blessings. As you step through the gate, a grand hall opens before you. The sound of bells mingles with the rhythmic chants, creating a powerful spiritual resonance that fills the air. Above, golden spires gleam brilliantly under the sunlight. A gift from Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the Sikh ruler of the 19th century, offered to the temple. A central feature of the temple is the lingam, the supreme symbol of Lord Shiva, representing the essence of faith and spiritual power here. Throughout history, Kashi Vishwanath has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times under different dynasties. For Hindu devotees, even one pilgrimage to Kashi Vishwanath is considered a great blessing in life. The most meaningful experience is to worship before the main lingam, inside the sanctum. If fortunate, you may join other devotees in touching and offering prayers to Shiva's sacred symbol. Afterward, take time to witness the Aarti ceremony held every morning and evening inside the temple. The fragrance of incense, the ringing of bells, and the echoing chants create a sacred and mystical atmosphere. Another highlight is walking along the Vishwanath Dham corridor, a modern architectural marvel that connects the river directly to the temple gates. Along the walkway, you can admire intricate carvings and stone reliefs rich with Hindu cultural motifs. Before entering the temple, you can buy flowers, bilva leaves or milk from small roadside shops as offerings to Lord Shiva. The Buddhist holy site of Sarnath, Varanasi. After your spiritual journey at Kashi Vishwanath Temple, you head back through the bustling city streets toward the outskirts. After about 30 to 40 minutes of travel, the Buddhist holy site of Sarnath appears, with ancient brick ruins steeped in time, quietly preserving the memory of the Buddha's first sermon. Located about 10 kilometers northeast of central Varanasi, Sarnath lies on the flat plains of northern India, surrounded by fields of wheat, sugarcane, and small villages. As you enter the sacred grounds, you'll see the towering Dhamek Stupa rising more than 40 meters high. The reddish-brown bricks of the stupa are covered with moss, their surface carved with lotus, motifs and geometric patterns. Around the stupa are the ancient foundations of old monasteries, now only knee-high walls forming rectangular layouts. Under a Bodhi tree, monks sit in meditation, their soft chants blending with the whispering wind and rustling leaves. Inside the Sarnath Museum, warm golden light illuminates sandstone Buddha statues. Among them, the most notable is the statue of the Buddha teaching, with the Dharma wheel carved below. Visitors move quietly in lines, some pausing for long moments to contemplate the serene face of the Buddha, eyes gently closed, lips faintly smiling. For Buddhists around the world, Sarnath is a sacred pilgrimage site, standing alongside Bodh Gaya, Kushinagar, and Lumbini as one of the 4 holy places of Buddhism. After attaining enlightenment under the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya, the Buddha came here to deliver his first sermon to 5 ascetic companions. That event, known as the turning of the Dharma wheel, marked the birth of the Buddhist monastic community. Since then, the Dharma wheel, Dharma chakra, has become one of Buddhism's most important symbols. During the Gupta and Kushan periods, Sarnath flourished as a great center of Buddhist learning, with monasteries, stupas, and sculptures. However, in the 12th century, invasions by Muslim armies led to the destruction of many structures, leaving behind only ruins of stone and brick. Exploring Sarnath offers a spiritual journey rich in religious and historical meaning. Your first stop is the Dhammik Stupa. Nearby stretches the remains of an ancient monastery complex, evoking memories of a once thriving center of Buddhist scholarship. In the tranquil atmosphere, you can meditate beneath the Bodhi tree alongside monks and fellow devotees. Then, visit the Sarnath Museum to admire the sandstone Buddha sculptures, regarded as masterpieces of ancient Indian art. Triveni Sangam, Prayagraj. Farewell to Varanasi, and you begin a journey of more than 120 kilometers westward to Prayagraj. After nearly 3 hours on the road, you suddenly feel a cool breeze coming from the riverbank. You've arrived at Triveni Sangam, the sacred confluence of 3 rivers. Located in the city of Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, northern India, Triveni Sangam is the meeting point of the Ganges, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati rivers, the last of which vanished over 4,000 years ago after an earthquake. Yet in the faith of Hindu devotees, Saraswati remains an inseparable part of Triveni Sangam. Triveni Sangam is one of the most sacred sites in Hinduism. At dawn, pilgrims from all over India gather here. They walk from the main streets to the riverbank, carrying cloth bags on their shoulders and empty plastic or gleaming brass bottles in their hands. First, they spread out a cloth on the sand, arranging simple offerings such as marigold flowers, incense sticks, and coconuts. The priests chant mantras while tying red threads around the devotees' wrists to bless them. Next, they step into the river, wading to chest-deep water, immersing themselves and splashing water over their heads as if to cleanse all sins. Afterward, they board wooden boats and sail to the exact point where the rivers meet to collect the sacred water into their bottles. During the grand festival of Kumbh Mela, hundreds of millions of people travel to Prayagraj to bathe in the holy waters of Triveni Sangam. Kumbh Mela is known as the largest religious gathering in the world. In Hinduism, the three rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, symbolize three divine principles. Ganga represents salvation, Yamuna stands for love and compassion, and Saraswati flows as the hidden current of knowledge and art. At this confluence, the realms of matter, spirit, and wisdom merge together. Triveni Sangam is also deeply connected to modern Indian history. Mahatma Gandhi, India's national hero, chose this place for the immersion of his ashes. During the struggle against British colonial rule, the sandy banks of Sangam were a gathering ground for speeches and anti-war movements. When visiting Triveni Sangam, take a boat ride to the confluence point. On the wooden boat, you'll see with your own eyes the merging colors of the two visible rivers, forming a soft yet distinct boundary. If you come during Kumbh Mela, you'll witness the awe-inspiring sight of hundreds of millions of pilgrims immersing themselves in the sacred waters of Triveni Sangam. Another intimate experience is meeting local priests. They'll tie a red thread around your wrist for good luck, then perform small rituals by the water's edge to pray for your peace and prosperity. Barabar Caves, Bihar. After immersing yourself in the holy waters of Triveni Sangam, you leave Prayagraj on an overnight train bound for the state of Bihar. Once you arrive at the station, you rent a car and head deep into the rocky hills to reach the Barabar Range, home to one of India's oldest cave complexes. Dating back to the 3rd century, BCE, the Barabar Caves are considered the oldest surviving examples of man-made rock-cut caves in India. The site consists of 4 main caves, carved directly into massive granite hills. From afar, the dark gray cliffs rise solemnly against the morning sky, shimmering in the early light. Outside the caves, intricate carvings adorn the stone walls. Inside, the rock surfaces are polished smooth, gleaming like giant mirrors. Though weathered by centuries, the ancient engravings on the stone remain visible. In the 3rd century BCE, Emperor Ashoka and his grandson, Dasharatha, ordered the construction of the Barabar caves as gifts to the Ajivika sect. After a period of prosperity, the caves were forgotten for centuries until British archaeologists rediscovered them in the 19th century. Today, the Barabar Caves are a must-visit destination for anyone interested in exploring the traces of ancient India. When visiting, take time to admire the unique architecture of each cave. The smooth stone walls and ceilings create an unusual acoustic effect. Even the faintest sound echoes endlessly. It's a testament to the masterful engineering of over 2 millennia ago. As you explore, you'll hear stories of Emperor Ashoka and the Ajivikas, a spiritual sect that once coexisted alongside Buddhism and Sikhism. The Barabar Caves are also renowned for their tranquil, untouched natural surroundings. Standing at the cave entrance, you can gaze upon the rolling stone hills bathed in the morning light. The peaceful atmosphere offers a rare escape from the noise and chaos of modern life. Vishnupad Temple, Bihar. Leaving Barabar behind, you continue your journey to the city of Gaya, where the famous Vishnupad Temple stands on the banks of the Falgu River. The road leading to the temple is alive with honking cars, street vendors calling out, and the bustling footsteps of countless pilgrims. Amid this lively scene, the Vishnupad Temple rises majestically, its octagonal dome and 30-meter-high granite tower reaching toward the sky. Legend has it that after defeating the demon Gayasura, Lord Vishnu placed his foot upon a rock, leaving behind a divine footprint. That sacred rock is now enshrined in the temple's main sanctum, the spiritual heart of Vishnupad. Though the temple has undergone many restorations over the centuries, the footprint remains intact, a timeless symbol of faith. Pilgrims from all over kneel before the footprint, offering flowers or pouring milk over the engraved mark to express their devotion. The temple's stone walls are intricately carved, depicting mythological tales from Hindu scriptures. For Hindus, Vishnupad Temple is one of the most important pilgrimage sites, especially during the Pindan ritual, a ceremony to honor the souls of one's ancestors. Each year, thousands of devotees gather here to perform offerings and prayers. The temple grounds resonate with chants, the voices of priests, and the vibrant colors of flowers, beads, and offerings. When you visit Vishnupad Temple, the most profound experience is beholding Lord Vishnu's sacred footprint carved into the black basalt rock within the main shrine. This footprint stands as a powerful symbol of ancient legend and unwavering faith. Afterward, take time to explore the temple's unique stone architecture. Its walls and pillars adorned with fine religious carvings that reflect the exquisite craftsmanship of ancient India. Another memorable experience is witnessing the daily Pindan rituals in the temple courtyard. You'll see families gathered as priests perform traditional ceremonies to honor their ancestors according to Hindu customs. Mahabodhi Temple, Bihar. As night falls, you board a night train heading toward Bihar. The train races through the dark, stopping now and then at small, quiet stations. When dawn comes, you wake up to find yourself in Bodh Gaya, home to the famous Mahabodhi Temple. The Mahabodhi Temple complex stands on the plains along the Falgu River. The main temple, over 55 meters tall, is built of baked bricks, with a large central spire surrounded by 4 smaller ones at each corner, creating a perfectly balanced, majestic structure. The temple's body is made of brick, covered with intricate carvings. In the wall niches sit ancient Buddha statues, their colors faded with time, interspersed with a few newer ones gilded in gold. Beside the temple stands a sacred Bodhi tree, its wide branches spreading shade as the leaves rustle softly in the wind. Across the courtyard, groups of monks sit in circles. The sound of chanting blends with the fading echo of temple bells. When night falls, hundreds of candles and oil lamps are lit along the pathways, breathing sacred life into the temple. The Mahabodhi temple is the very place where the Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree more than 2,500 years ago. Today, Buddhist communities from Japan, Tibet, Thailand, and many other countries have built temples and monasteries surrounding Mahabodhi. The most sacred experience when visiting Mahabodhi is to meditate beneath the Bodhi tree. In the stillness, you close your eyes, breathe slowly, and feel the energy flow through your body, connecting you with the source of enlightenment. At dawn, you can join hundreds of monks and pilgrims from around the world in morning chants. You may also visit the international monasteries around Mahabodhi. Each carries its own distinct architectural style, offering a diverse view of art and spiritual life. Rajgir Hills and Gridhakuta Mountain, Bihar. Leaving Mahabodhi Temple, you continue your journey about 70 to 80 kilometers toward the city of Rajgir. As you approach Rajgir Hill, the landscape changes completely. Gray-green rocky mountains encircle a small valley, creating a secluded, distinctive space. According to Buddhist legends, Rajgir Hill was once the capital of the Magadha kingdom. It is closely linked with King Bimbisara and King Ajatashatru, two great patrons of the Buddha. Rajgir is also a crossroads of many religions. Locals believe that Lord Krishna of Hinduism once visited this land, and Mahavira, the founder of Jainism, also made a pilgrimage here. This makes Rajgir a historical and spiritual center for Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains alike. After exploring Rajgir Hill, take the cable car to the top of Gridhakuta Mountain, the site where the Buddha once delivered his sermons. Gridhakuta, also known as Vulture Peak, rises about 400 meters above sea level. It was here that the Buddha preached several key Mahayana sutras, such as the Lotus Sutra and the Infinite Life Sutra. Legend has it that as the Buddha spoke, flocks of vultures circled above, listening quietly, thus giving the mountain its name, Vulture Peak. If you trust your stamina, you can trek up to Gridhakuta instead of taking the cable car. Along the way, you'll see glimpses of local life. Children sell fruits and souvenirs to passing travelers. Small tea stalls serve milk tea and coconut water to those taking a rest. From the top of Gridhakuta, the entire Rajgir landscape unfolds before your eyes. Scattered thatched roofs, colorful rice fields, and winding red dirt roads climbing around the hills. On the mountainside stands the Vishwashanti Stupa, or World Peace Pagoda, a religious monument built by Japanese Buddhists. Nalanda, Ancient Monastery, Bihar. Your next stop lies just a few kilometers from Rajgir, but reveals an entirely different world. Welcome to Nalanda, the ruins of an ancient monastic university that once flourished with wisdom. Through the red brick gate, a vast complex of ruins opens before you. Rows of monastery foundations stretch neatly in line, surrounded by cracked, moss-covered bricks and wild grass growing through every crevice. Nalanda was once one of the greatest centers of learning in ancient Asia. Founded in the 5th century, the monastery thrived for nearly 7 centuries as the world's first Buddhist university. Records show that Nalanda once had lecture halls, temples, dormitories, and a massive library housing over 10,000 monks and students. The library, known as Ratnasagara, ocean of jewels, contain tens of thousands of palm leaf manuscripts on medicine, astronomy, grammar, and Buddhist philosophy. Education at Nalanda covered not only Buddhist teachings, but also philosophy, literature, astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and metaphysics. But in the 12th century, tragedy struck when the Muslim general, Bakhtiar Khilji, invaded and destroyed Nalanda. Over 3,000 monks and scholars were massacred. The great library burned for months, its smoke darkening the sky. People in Bihar still repeat the saying, "If Nalanda had survived, India would have remained the world's center of knowledge." Though now a silent ruin, Nalanda still carries the grandeur of a once thriving academic hub that drew monks from across Asia. Your first experience here is to explore the ruins of the ancient university monastery. Walk along the red brick corridors, step into small classrooms, open courtyards, and the remains of old temple bases. Every wall, every brick seems to whisper stories of lectures on Buddhist scriptures, philosophy, and astronomy. Not far from the site stands the Nalanda Museum, displaying stone and bronze Buddha statues, ancient inscriptions, and many excavated relics, some dating from the 5th to 12th centuries, proof of the long-lasting prosperity of this educational center. You can also visit the Xuanzang Memorial Hall, built to honor and commemorate the great monk Xuanzang for his immense contribution to Buddhism and to the shared history of India and China. Golden Temple, Harmandir Sahib, Punjab. From Nalanda, you take a car back to Patna Airport in Bihar to continue your journey by flight to Amritsar, a city in the state of Punjab. Amritsar is a vibrant, colorful city, bustling with people, yet everyone is warm and friendly. When night falls, the Golden Temple, Harmandir Sahib, the holiest shrine of Sikhism, glows brightly in the heart of Amritsar. The Golden Temple stands in the middle of an artificial lake at the center of the city. The main structure is a two-story building with golden domes, connected to the shore by a marble walkway. The total amount of gold used is estimated at around 400 kilograms, worth several million USD. On the eastern side of the temple complex lies the langar, the communal kitchen of the Sikh faith. Pilgrims sit in long rows on the stone floor, sharing a simple meal of bread, rice, lentils, and dessert. The Golden Temple was built by Guru Arjan, the fifth guru, at the end of the 16th century. Throughout the centuries, Harmandir Sahib has repeatedly become the target of attacks during wars. Yet after every devastation, the Sikh community has come together to rebuild the temple. For them, it is a symbol of unity and unshakable faith. Every step you take in the Golden Temple offers a deeply spiritual and cultural experience. The Sarovar Lake is an ideal spot to calm your mind and listen to your inner self. Walk barefoot along the white marble corridor and watch the temple's golden glow reflecting on the still water. Then, step inside Darbar Sahib, the main sanctum of the Golden Temple, and listen to the hymns performed by Sikh musicians and priests. If you stay until nightfall, you'll witness the Palki Sahib ceremony, where the Guru Granth Sahib, the holy scripture of Sikhism, is carried in procession from the Darbar Sahib to its resting place. The best time to visit is at night, when the temple's golden reflection shines brilliantly on the lake. Akal Takht, Punjab. From the center of the Golden Temple, just cross the small bridge over the Amrit Sarovar Lake, and you'll reach Akal Takht, the spiritual seat of Sikh authority. Standing tall and white, Akal Takht looks like a sacred fortress of dignity and power. Akal Takht faces directly toward the Golden Temple. This positioning represents the harmony between spiritual and temporal power in Sikhism, a balance that is both sacred and historical. Akal Takht was built in 1606 by Guru Hargobind, one of the first 10 Sikh gurus, right after his father, Guru Arjan, was executed under the Mughal Empire. By building Akal Takht, Guru Hargobind reminded his followers to live by faith, yet be ready to defend it with courage. During the day, Akal Takht welcomes worshippers seeking peace and reflection on the spiritual journey of the Sikh community. At sunset, the atmosphere becomes solemn as the Palki Sahib ceremony begins. In the golden twilight, a grand procession carries the sacred scripture, Guru Granth Sahib, from the Golden Temple to Akal Takht. Visitors and devotees pause, join their palms in prayer, and become one with the sacred rhythm flowing through the square. Beyond its spiritual significance, Akal Takht also serves as the supreme court of Sikhism, the place where important religious and social decisions are made. Over the past 4 centuries, Akal Takht has been destroyed multiple times, most notably during Operation Blue Star in 1984. But after every ruin, the Sikh community has come together again to rebuild Akal Takht, proving their unwavering faith. When you visit Akal Takht, the most moving experience is witnessing the Palki Sahib ceremony in the evening. The sound of drums, chanting, and the deep devotion of the followers will stir your soul. You can also admire the temple's architecture, simple yet full of symbolic meaning. Mata Lal Devi Temple, Punjab. From the city center of Amritsar, it takes only about 10 to 15 minutes by taxi or tuk-tuk to reach the Mata Lal Devi Temple. This Hindu temple was built in the likeness of the famous Vaishno Devi Temple in Katra, Jammu. Mata Lal Devi Temple was constructed in 1989 to honor the female saint, Lal Devi, 1923 to 1994, a revered figure of the 20th century. Born in Kasur, now in Pakistan, she was admired for her compassion and her ability to bless her devotees. After the partition of India in 1947, Lal Devi moved to Amritsar and lived there until her passing. It is believed that women who come here to pray will be blessed with fertility, making it a special pilgrimage site for families. Unlike the majestic solemnity of the Golden Temple, Mata Lal Devi Temple feels like a colorful, whimsical maze full of surprises. The entrance to the main shrine winds through a network of artificial caves and narrow tunnels. At times, visitors must bend low or crawl through tiny passages with trickling water to reach the sanctum. Inside, countless statues of Hindu deities shimmer in vibrant colors. Around the main sanctum are smaller altars, each dedicated to a different deity, all intricately decorated with dazzling lights. The sound of devotional songs and prayers fills the air, creating an atmosphere both sacred and mystical. When visiting Mata Lal Devi Temple, begin your journey through the artificial caves. You'll need to crouch or crawl through narrow turns, as if embarking on a spiritual test of faith. Then take time to admire the mirror art in the Sheesh Mahal. The room is covered in thousands of tiny mirrors that reflect light into sparkling patterns, illuminating the entire space with a magical spiritual glow. Finally, sit down, close your eyes, relax your mind, and listen to the steady rhythm of the chants echoing throughout the temple. You'll feel the deep connection between spiritual life and faith that flows through this sacred place. Har Ki Pauri Ghat, Uttaranchal. Early in the morning, you leave Amritsar on a train, heading toward your next destination. By early afternoon, the train stops at Haridwar, a city along the sacred Ganges River in the state of Uttaranchal. The most famous spiritual site in Haridwar is Har Ki Pauri Ghat, where long flights of stone steps lead down to the river. By late afternoon, waves of Hindu devotees pour into Har Ki Pauri. Crowds fill the narrow road leading down to the steps. As dusk falls, the sound of bells and rhythmic drumming fills the air, signaling the start of the Arti ceremony, one of the most important rituals in Hinduism. Dozens of priests dressed in yellow and red robes step forward, each lifting a tall brass lamp with multiple flames. The flickering fire illuminates the entire riverbank. All around, thousands of people hold up small clay lamps. Baskets filled with marigolds and lotus flowers are lit with candles and set afloat on the river, their glow shimmering across the water. People regard Har Ki Pauri as a heavenly gateway, a place where humans can touch the divine through the eternal flow of the Ganges. Har Ki Pauri is linked to a legend from the 1st century, when King Vikramaditya built the steps down to the river in memory of his brother Bharthari, a hermit who renounced his throne. Each stone step here is seen as a symbol of one's journey away from the material world toward the sacred. Today, Har Ki Pauri remains the spiritual heart of Haridwar. Many Indians believe that one must make a pilgrimage to Haridwar at least once in a lifetime to bathe in Brahmakund, the sacred pool at Har Ki Pauri. When visiting Har Ki Pauri, the first experience you should try is immersing yourself in the holy waters of Brahmakund. Walk carefully down the stone steps into the river. Let the cool water embrace your body and feel your mind being purified and reborn. In the evening, don't miss the Ganga Aarti ceremony, held on the ancient stone steps amidst the glowing light of fire and lamps. After the ritual, you can stroll through the riverside night market, taste local street foods like laddu and jalebi, and shop for spiritual souvenirs filled with local devotion. Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. From Haridwar, you'll travel by car for about 30 to 45 minutes along the riverbank road to reach Rishikesh. The atmosphere here is calm, serene, and contemplative, true to its nickname, the yoga capital of the world. Nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas, Rishikesh is surrounded by dense forests and limestone hills, the first gateway where the Ganges flows down from the mountains to the plains. In the early morning, Rishikesh is veiled in a gentle mist rising from the river. Along the main road, ashrams open their gates, where people unroll yoga mats on grassy lawns. The sounds of deep breathing and soft instructions echo steadily. In the epic Ramayana, Rishikesh was the place where Rama and his brothers lived in retreat after defeating the demon king Ravana. From this legend, Rishikesh came to be seen as a land of spiritual cleansing. In modern times, Rishikesh gained worldwide fame, thanks to a special event. In 1968, the Beatles stayed at the ashram of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi to learn transcendental meditation. Since then, waves of Western students have come to Rishikesh to study meditation and yoga, turning it into a global yoga capital. Dozens of yoga, meditation, and spiritual healing centers have flourished. By evening, Rishikesh transforms again, glowing with the famous Ganga Aarti ceremonies at Triveni Ghat and Parmarth Niketan. Priests in yellow robes line up in rows, holding multi-tiered brass lamps, moving them in circles to the rhythm of chants. Hundreds of people gather on the steps, releasing flower lamps onto the sacred Ganges. In Rishikesh, you'll find experiences that blend meditation, ritual, and even adventure. To begin your day, you can join yoga or meditation sessions at ashrams like Parmarth Niketan or Sivananda Ashram. After your practice, head to the river Ghats, where stone steps lead down to the Ganges, and immerse yourself in its cool, refreshing water. If you seek adventure, try whitewater rafting on the upper stretches of the Ganges near Rishikesh. When evening falls, join the Aarti ceremony at Parmarth Niketan or Triveni Ghat. Dev Prayag Town, Uttarakhand. After leaving Rishikesh, your car winds along the scenic road beside the Alaknanda River, through lush green mountains and cool, refreshing air. Small villages cling to the cliffs along the way. You're now close to Dev Prayag, a small town in Uttarakhand, nestled in a deep valley surrounded by rolling hills. Dev Prayag is the sacred confluence of two rivers, the emerald green Alaknanda and the reddish-brown Bhagirathi. They swirl together in a powerful whirlpool before merging into one, forming the mighty river Ganga. It is believed that Devprayag is where Lord Rama meditated after defeating the demon king Ravana. At the river Ghats, pilgrims slowly descend the stone steps, gently touching the water or submerging themselves to let the sacred flow cleanse their souls. Along the mountain slopes, small Hindu temples cast their reflections onto the river, adding a mystical and peaceful aura. The sound of chants from nearby temples blends with the flowing river, creating a spiritual symphony in the air. You can begin your visit at the confluence where the Alaknanda and Bhagirathi meet. Walking down the stone steps, you'll witness the mesmerizing sight of the two differently colored waters merging together. However, the current here is strong, so take great care when approaching the river bank. Next, visit the ancient Raghunachi temple, dedicated to Lord Rama, a stone shrine that has stood for over 1,000 years. In its tranquil space, let your mind relax as the sound of temple bells guides you deeper into the sacred realm. If you have the chance, join a puja ceremony at one of the riverside temples. Sit with Hindu devotees as they offer flowers, light candles, and chant prayers amid the serene mountain landscape. Along the way, you may spot playful langur monkeys. Be sure to keep a firm hold on your food and belongings to avoid their friendly thefts. Tungnath Temple, Uttarakhand. To reach Tungnath Temple, you'll begin a journey of about 100 to 110 kilometers from Devprayag by car to the town of Chopta. The road winds along the mountainsides, passing through lush green forests. The higher you go, the purer the air becomes. Gentle breezes carrying the fragrance of wild mountain grass softly brush against your skin. And then, the sacred Tungnath temple appears amid the majestic mountain landscape. The grey stone walls radiate the solemnity of a 1,000-year-old holy sanctuary. At an altitude of 3,680 meters, Tungnath is the highest temple dedicated to Lord Shiva in the world. It stands on a lush green meadow, surrounded by the eternal snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas. From here, you can see the great Himalayan range stretching out like a massive white wall sculpted by nature. In Sanskrit, Tungnath means Lord of the Peaks. According to legend, after the great Mahabharata war, the Pandava brothers built this temple to seek forgiveness from Lord Shiva. In the quiet air, monks wrapped in robes sit before the temple entrance, chanting softly, creating a serene and sacred atmosphere. Each winter, snow covers the entire path, and the temple lies silent under a blanket of ice. The holy statues are ceremoniously carried down to the village by the priests for continued worship. When spring arrives, the snow melts and wildflowers bloom across the mountain slopes. The temple doors open once again to welcome devotees and pilgrims from afar. The most precious experience at Tungnath Temple begins with the trek itself. The stone-paved trail leads you over gentle slopes, past green meadows and vibrant rhododendron forests that burst into color in spring. For Hindu devotees, this journey is not only a test of endurance and faith, but also a sacred ritual of spiritual purification. Since the trek can be demanding, you should prepare sturdy hiking shoes, warm clothes, water, and a raincoat in case of sudden weather changes. It's advisable to stay one night in Chapta beforehand to acclimatize to the altitude. The area around the temple is also a wonderful place to immerse yourself in nature's beauty. At sunrise, the entire Himalayan range glows with golden light. And at sunset, pink clouds drift over the temple roof, transforming Tungnath into a heavenly realm, far removed from the world below. Kedarnath Temple, Uttarakhand. From Chapta, you'll travel by car to Gauri Kund and begin a 16 to 18 kilometer pilgrimage trek up to Kedarnath Temple, the final sacred stop on the northern India pilgrimage route. Along the way, thousands of pilgrims form long winding lines along the mountain trails, accompanied by horses and mules carrying supplies. As the wind blows, dust swirls across the narrow dirt paths, yet it never slows the determined steps of the faithful heading toward the holy shrine. At the end of the journey, the magnificent Kedarnath Temple emerges through the mist like an ancient fortress. The temple stands alone in a vast valley, backed by towering snow-clad peaks rising into the blue sky. Its main sanctum is small and narrow, surrounded by thick stone walls that seem to hold the breath of thousands of years of history. At the center of the shrine stands a black stone lingam, the sacred symbol of Lord Shiva, adorned with fresh flowers, green garlands, and pure white milk offerings from devotees. Priests in saffron robes move slowly through the crowd, holding brass bowls filled with holy ash, silently blessing the kneeling pilgrims. The scent of marigolds, jasmine, and burning incense fills the air, adding to the deeply spiritual atmosphere inside the temple. For centuries, Kedarnath has been one of the most important destinations in the two great Hindu pilgrimages, the Panch Kedar and the Char Dham Yatra. To Hindus, Kedarnath stands as a symbol of endurance and faith. The temple has withstood devastating floods and fierce snowstorms, yet remains firm, like the eternal belief in Lord Shiva. In 2013, a catastrophic flood destroyed the entire town of Kedarnath, claiming thousands of lives. Yet miraculously, the temple itself stood unharmed. The journey to Kedarnath offers not only a spiritual experience, but also breathtaking views of the untouched Himalayan wilderness. Upon reaching the temple, you can join the stream of pilgrims to offer flowers and prayers to the deity. Amidst the curling incense, smoke and rhythmic chants, your mind grows still, filled with a profound sense of reverence that words can hardly express. However, remember that this trek requires serious preparation. Bring warm clothing, a raincoat, a walking stick, and consider renting a horse if you're not used to steep terrain. Kedarnath Temple is open only from April to November each year, as it remains buried in snow throughout the winter season.